Hi, I'm Judith Coles, and I am the owner of this group, and I blog over at hisunmeasuredgrace.com, and that is what this group is connected with, and also my other group, Jesus Journaling. And it's on my blog and in these groups that I inspire women to embrace graced imperfection so that you can draw closer to Jesus, because Jesus Christ is sufficient. And I'm just so glad you're here watching this video, either now, maybe somebody will show up now or later. And I'm just really glad. And I have, don't know about you, but I have my tea. See, I have it, but it's a little hot right now. So get yourself something to drink, whether it's tea or coffee or some sweet tea or water, and just join me. And I have been, this week, I've been writing and preparing a post that I'm going to be sharing in I think a couple weeks from now. And I just thought, while it's all fresh in my mind, that I'd share a little bit about it. From my heart, I don't have this written down, so I don't know if I'll stumble. But Jesus knows everything about you. And that is what impressed me and my heart by reading this part of John chapter 4 about Jesus and the woman of Samaria. And you know, when I looked at the map, I didn't this week, I probably should, but when Jesus would go from like Galilee over to Samaria, I think they had to like totally go around Samaria, when the logical way would be to cut through it, because the Jews and the Samaritans just hated each other. So they'd go to all extent. They wouldn't talk to each other. They'd go way out of the way. But Jesus and his disciples, he was traveling with them. They went through Samaria. And so after a long day, you know, even if you ride in a car, don't you get tired and you just want to rest after you're done? Here you've been sitting the whole time, you still want to rest. Well, they were walking. And I don't know about you, but I've walked one time, when I was probably 18 or 19, I walked 30 miles in a day. Actually, I ran the first 10 of them with my friend. We were doing raising money for missions, and you had to walk. They said that they give you so many pennies or whatever for how many miles you walked, and you could do up to 30, and we did, my friend and I. Other people did too, but some people didn't. My mother, she did 10, and she must have been in her 50s then. I don't remember. Anyway. So, what was I? Okay, so Jesus was walking and he was tired. He sat down by the well, and he sat down there, and it was around noontime. And, you know, back in that area of the world, at noontime, it's very hot. The sun is like right above, it's beating down on you. And who comes to get water at noon? The Samaritan woman does. We don't know her name. I mean, there were other Samaritan women, right? But she's known as a Samaritan woman, and she doesn't have a name. Do you have any idea what her name is? I don't. And I think I know why. I don't know why, but this is my idea of why. I think that she was given no name, because I'm sure she had a name, so that I could identify with this woman. And no, I haven't had 5 or 6 husbands, and I'm not living with the man I'm living with. I'm married to him, and we'll have our anniversary this weekend. And yet I've done things that I wouldn't tell you, that I'm embarrassed to say, because I feel so ashamed that I did them. And I'm sure that you are the same way too. If we're sensitive to the Holy Spirit and the purity of Jesus in our lives, then sin makes us feel really bad. And the thing is too, a lot of times as women, even when we've asked God to forgive us, we still keep asking him. And it's not that he doesn't forgive us the first time. We didn't forgive ourselves. So, gotta get my glasses. I'm not going to make this too long, I hope. But anyway, so Jesus asked her for a drink. Why did he have to ask for a drink? He could have gotten it himself. He could have like a cup could have come up, and he didn't do things that way. But, you know, he was that powerful. And she was like amazed. She was like shocked that he asked her for anything, or it wasn't that he asked her for something, it was that he said something. And because no one Jews didn't talk to Samaritans. And so this whole discussion came about that he could give her water and living water, and she's not getting it. She's thinking the living water is would keep her from having to come to the well. And all she's thinking of is that she wouldn't have to be embarrassed and have to come at noon when none of the other women were there. She could go and get water, or actually not get water at all. But do you realize why she came at noon? Because other women in the town probably like shunned her or made fun of her or something, because she had had so many husbands and was just this loose woman, or whatever her problem was, or that she had been with so many people. And Jesus didn't shun her. He exposed what she did, but it wasn't to shame her. It was to let her know that he was the creator of the universe, and he knew what she did, and he was all powerful, all knowing, and that he did it in a compassionate way, that he had compassion not to show her and not to shame her, and to let her know that he was the Messiah. Because she mentioned, if you read the whole chapter, I'm not going to keep going back and reading it because that's partly in my post, and you can also read it yourself to go along with what I'm sharing. But he did this, and this conversation even changed the subject when she was thinking that she wouldn't have to come to the well, and that, she wasn't getting it, that he was living water. She was thinking that she wouldn't, if the water was springing up in her all the time, that she would constantly have something to drink. And she wasn't seeing that it was the Holy Spirit and Jesus springing up in her always. And that's what the living water means. It means that Jesus is living in us and springing up in us and outward to other people that we meet, so that we can share Christ by who we are and how we're doing things for others to know about Jesus. And I just want you to know that even though we don't know what the woman at the well's name is, Jesus knew. And Jesus knows your name, even if you feel insignificant, and even if you have so many problems. I talk to people sometimes that are so sick that they can hardly go on each day, and they have to help their spouse, or because they have to support their family, whatever reasons, that they just feel hopeless. And with Jesus, there is hope, and it's never that there is not hope. Whatever you are going through, Jesus is there for you, and he can encourage you, and he can give purpose in that, whatever it is you're going through, whether it's your relationship with your husband, the relationship with your children, your health, your whatever it is, your finances, a situation in your life, he is there. And I just wanted to come real quickly and just share those things with you to encourage you. And I just hope you're blessed by this. Have a wonderfully blessed day. Bye.